Hi, in this example, I'm going to write the proper function for this the graph here we have in here. So just by looking at the graph, we are required to do this the function, the piecewise function. From here, let's say I'm going to start with this part from this point to negative infinite. Here I'm going to add this head of an arrow here just to notice it's going to negative infinite. And here now at this point here it's the -2 here, -2, and as we can see this is a straight line here, so it's a linear function. In order to write the equation for this linear function, we require only 2 points, so I'm going to start by using this one. This would be the point -2, 3. Here is the number 3. I'm going to use again this point here, which I think is the simplest one. It's -5, 0. This is a 0 here. Okay. Now here I'm just going to use here this this formula of y equal to. So I'm going to use this other yellow here. Y is equal to m times x plus b. But in order for using this, the point slope, I have to use make use of these 2 points. I have to identify these 2 points, one to be the initial one and one to be the final one. The one on the right is always the final one. So this is my final point, and the other one will be my initial one. Now I'm going to write in here both points, -2, 3, and the other one will be -5, 0. Now, just so you remember from this function, this equation here, the formula is a formula for m. M is equal to the final y minus the initial y over the final x minus initial x, like this. And we have to identify these points, as this is the final one. This will be final x, final y, initial x, and initial y. This is the final point, and this is the initial one. So here, in order to find the m, we have to well, pretty much fill in the blanks here. The final y here is 3 minus the initial y, which is 0. Here I have over the final x, which is -2. And here we have the -5, -5. Oh, I'm sorry, minus -5. Here we go to this 3 over 2 plus 5. It's -2. And we go to this 3 over 3, and we found that m is just 1. Now we can write the expression here, y equal to x plus b, because m being 1 just would be pointless just to write here the 1 times x. So now we have to find the value of b here. And in order to find it, I think the simplest way would be just to use one of these 2 points. I'm going to use this one here and substitute it in here. I'm going to do it, the value of y would be 0, the value of x would be -5, we got b, and we just have to solve this for b. So here where b will be equal to 5, positive 5 here. Well, so in other words, we can just write down here the formula or the expression here. We got that would be x plus 5, and I'm going to write it as it would be, as if this would be inside the function here. I better do it at the end here. I'm just going to write here y equal to x plus 5, and this would be the first part of the piecewise function. Now I'm going to head on to the second one, which is this part here. This part's between the -2 and here we see it's number 3. But notice something here has the same value all along. It's a horizontal straight line. That is to say, it has a constant value in here. The value is would be here, but 1 would be number 2. So the expression for this part would be y equal to 2. You know, every time you see a horizontal line, it will be something like this. If it's in the number 3, I don't know, something like this, then this expression would have been y equal to 3. I'm sorry, here. The one below, it's a negative 2. Here's a negative 2. Here would be a negative 2 here. So, okay, let's get to the last part of it. Would be going to use this color here would be to find the expression for this part of the piecewise function here. So it's again a linear, it's a straight line here. So we require 2 points in order to find out this structure, the y is equal to m times x plus b. So here I'm going to use this point here, which I think is the simplest one. It would be on 3, 1 here. And I'm going to use another one, just say this one here. This would be a 5, negative 1. The one on the right, in this case this one, with my final point, I'm going to find it here, write it here, final, and the other one would be my initial. And we have just pretty much to repeat the process from the previous example. So I'm just going to write in here would be 3, 1 for the first point, then 5, negative 1, and this would be, it would be my final x, final y, initial x, initial y, just because this point here is on the right, so this will be the final point. Now I'm going to substitute in the I'm going to write just this one just to make clear this is a straight line, this is a linear function. I'm going to substitute the values here in the equation for m. Will be m equal to the final y, which is a negative 1, then minus the initial y, which is 1, all over the final x, which is 5, and minus the initial x, which is 3 here. So we go to this, here's a negative 2 over 2. We go to the value of m is negative 1. So in other words, this would be y it's equal to negative minus x plus b, just by putting this in here. Again, we are required to use a point. I'm going to use this one to substitute in here. So the value of y would be 1, value of x would be negative 3 plus b. So I'm going to add positive 3 in both sides of the equation, and we go that b is equal to 4. So in other words, this expression would be written like this: y it's equal to negative x plus 4. This will be the three expressions here. Now the final thing would be to actually write the piecewise function. I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to call it now f of x in here. I'm going to open this window here, and we have 3 equations here, and we have to place them according to the intervals they are depicted here in the graph. So the first one goes from negative infinite until the number negative 2. But look at this here. This is a full circle here. It's a whole circle. It's colored here. So it is telling us that this expression of x plus 5 works when x is lesser or equal than negative 2. Notice something. This has to be this lesser or equal because we're including here this negative, this point here. Now let's go for the second one, which is y equal to negative 2. It will be here a negative 2 when x is between the values of negative 2 and positive 3. Now the negative 2 is not included. Here's an open circle, so we write it, it's a negative 2 lesser than. We use the lesser symbol because it is not included in here. And the other one, the 3, it's actually included here, so we have to use the lesser or equal, I'm sorry, this is too ugly, lesser or equal 3. We use the equal here, lesser or equal, because here it's included here. So let's go for the last one, which is this one, negative x plus 4. Be here, negative x plus 4, when the x is here going from 3, starting from 3, and it goes all along to positive infinite. Should have written here an arrow here, which is just a detail here. So this would be like this. X would be greater than 3. We do not write greater or equal because here the 3 is excluded. It's an open circle here, so we exclude it. And well, just by doing so, by writing this part here, we are actually done here. So luckily this was helpful for you. Let's get to another one.